Hi, air signs. Here's my reading for you that has to do with why aren't they coming back? Why haven't you heard from them? What's exactly going on? So this is for the air signs. Air signs, the first card that I got is that maybe your partner with the Seven of Swords. That's the first card that came up. So maybe your partner is still running with whatever they took away. Meaning they took something from you when they left you, not only your heart, but they also took a piece of you with them. A lot of them are pretty much like the thief in the night. Okay? They came in, they looked at all the beautiful things you had to offer in the relationship, from your heart, from the intimacy, from your house. You know, they lived in your house like it was their home. They came there, they were comfortable there. For some of you, you know, they slept there, they ate there, they showered there, they lived there and played the whole part, right? But then they just took off and ran. They just left like a thief in the night. So for some of you, the next card that I pulled is the Hierophant card. But with the Hierophant card, okay, not your traditional reading here. So again, I use my messages that I get for my cards. But this card is telling me that your person, man or woman, is standing or sitting very firmly, very in control. They're very much set in their way, meaning they've made a decision to take a certain stand or to stay away from you for a certain reason. It also feels like, excuse me, they also decided that they're the one who's going to make the rules. They're the one that's going to decide when you talk again. They're the one that's going to decide, you know, if they come back or when they come back. So that's telling me that they're being stubborn and they're being very bullheaded with this picture. It's also telling me that somebody wearing red, some of them could still be angry in a situation from an argument that you might have had. Some of them may have children, okay, because even though in this picture there's two men standing there, but it could be also two children. They could have went back to a partner that they had children with. For some of you, it could just be that their friends are around supporting them, encouraging them to stay single, to not return to the relationship. For you guys, I do get the Empress card, which makes sense, right, with air signs, but I do get the Empress card where you are sitting there patiently waiting to see if you're going to hear anything, waiting for some type of sign, symbol, signal, message. I get that even though you're sitting there patiently in one aspect, for some of you, you're not really patient. You're actually quite restless. For some of you, you're getting tired of waiting. You're starting to question whether or not it's worth it. Where your partner is concerned, in reference to the arguments that you had, this is one of the reasons that they are still going, is because due to an imbalance, due to a misunderstanding, due to not agreeing on the same terms or the same things, it is saying that somebody's still looking back at the situation. Because when you look at this card, even though he may have won all the swords, he may have won the fight, so he thinks, or so she thinks. They may have won the fight, so they think, but at the same time, they're looking back. They're wondering if anything else is going to be said. They're wondering if you're going to do anything else, if you're going to say anything else, if you're going to be contacting them. They're also paying attention. So if you haven't heard from them and you're wondering about them, don't think that they're not worrying about you or wondering about you, because they most certainly are. Most certainly are. I do get that some of their days aren't so good. I do get that because of the clouds that are showing all over the place, it is telling me that they do have inner sadness in a lot of ways. They don't try to show that. They didn't try to show their emotions when they were with you in the first place. But it is telling me that they're thinking very hard about what has happened. They're looking back and they're not sure what else is going to happen. They're not sure what's to come in the future. They haven't been able to make that decision, because if you see, he is holding one sword up and there's one sword here in his hand. So there's still two swords. So he's still trying to make the decision on whether he needs to go back in and finish something, or whether he needs to just walk away. So your partner is trying to make that decision right now, whether or not they're going to come back in and try to face a situation, try to deal with it again. But they do fear that there's going to be arguments or a fight, and they don't want that. They don't want any issues like that. But at the same time, they just keep fighting with themselves. Their biggest fight is within themselves. It isn't even what happened between the two of you. It's about having to face a reality when they look in the mirror. So your partner is right now kind of in denial about themselves, about the way they acted, about their behavior. For some of you, you dealt with a narcissist who is not owning his own shit, even finding a way to get out of the betrayal, or if your partner cheated, he or she, they are trying to find a way to cover it up. They're trying to find a way to elaborate around it. Or they are trying to create some type of illusion to you, like the magician would, making you think something else happened, making you think that it wasn't exactly the way you seen it. It wasn't what you thought it was. Or they're trying to lessen it, as in, that person didn't mean anything to me anyway. It was just a one-night thing, or something similar to that. Or I was just giving somebody a ride home. Or, whatever. They're coming up with all kind of excuses the way a narcissist does. For some of you, I get that you're still feeling like the Eight of Swords. I get that you're feeling trapped in that situation. I get that you're feeling unable to move. You're kind of stuck, yes. I do feel like you're afraid that you can't move forward. You're afraid that you won't be able to go back and fix this. You're afraid that they won't return, air signs. But at the same time, you're getting sick and tired. That's all I keep hearing, is that you're sick and tired of this game. You're sick and tired of them not treating you right. You're sick and tired of always having to call them out on their shit. Or you're sick and tired of having to be quiet in a lot of ways, a lot of times, not having the right to speak up or speak your mind, just doing what they want you to do, being controlled by this person. This isn't a healthy relationship by far, and I don't feel that it really ever was. For a lot of you, though, regardless what I could tell you or any other reader could tell you, your mind is set that this person is who you belong with. Your mind is definitely brainwashed. You pretty much got brainwashed, because that's what narcissists do. They brainwash you to believing that they're the best you can get, they're all you deserve, they're all you're going to have, you won't want anybody else, and that's how they want you to be. They want you to sit and wait for them while they're out doing whoever they want to do and doing whatever they want to do. And meanwhile, you're still waiting. I don't think anything sadder than that is when you wait for something that you know isn't even going to serve you. You know that it isn't even really good for you. But at the same time, you're not even sure. You couldn't even tell me if I spoke to you on the phone. You wouldn't even be able to tell me what it is that you love them so much for, what it is that you can't let go of them for. You wouldn't even be able to come up with the answers. You don't know, it's just something you feel. And I get it. Been there, done that. I get it. Your last card I got is the Moon card. That's telling you that when this person, which more than likely you will hear from, air signs, especially with these retrogrades go on, this is when people come back. This is when toxic shit returns. This is when trash overflows. This is when, you start feeling out of balance. This is when transformations can take place if you allow them. But with the Moon card being your last card, that's telling me that there is definitely deception. There's definitely still secrets that are going to be kept from you. There is still going to be a mystery about this person, just like there was from the beginning. Remember when they were the ones who kept coming up with an excuse why they couldn't be there, why they couldn't make it, why they didn't answer the phone, why they didn't answer your text message, things of that nature. So they do keep wondering what's going on with that, right? So you have to be patient and know that when they do come back, air signs, you need to figure out exactly what it is that is triggering you to accept them back. Are you putting up your boundaries? Are you giving them an ultimatum? Are you going to allow them to treat you the way they've been treating you? Because remember, people will only treat you the way you allow them to. So if you allow them to get away with cheating on you, lying to you, then that's how you're teaching them that it's okay. That's how you're showing them that they can keep doing that, and it'll be all right. So air signs, please remember to take your time, think things through. I know you miss them. I know you want to be with them. I get it. But you gotta love yourself more. You gotta love yourself more than you love them. And if you don't, then you shouldn't go back with them. Because you gotta first learn how to love you. That's the reason that they're not there right now. Because the universe helped to pull them away because you were not paying enough attention to yourself. So now you have the answer on why they're still away, why they haven't returned yet.